Oops, fixing my mic. What's happening to my mic? Ayan. Okay, hey guys, so in this video, we're gonna do a deep dive on Udenna Corporation. I've gotten a lot of questions from all of you with all of the things that's happening with Dennis Oy, Dito CME, Dito Holdings, and everything else in between. But I got a lot of questions asking, what's Udenna Corporation? How does it have to do with everything? What's its connection to Dennis Oy? What's its connection to the other companies in the stock market? So we're going to do a deep dive on that. We're going to talk about what does Udenna own. And if you guys are excited about that, comment. I'm excited. Comment. I want to know more. Comment Udenna, and let's go. Let's do this. So what I'm going to talk about in today's podcast is basically simple. Number one, Udenna's numbers. Number two, Udenna's backstory. How did this company form? How did this conglomerate come to be? And then what everyone wants to know, what does Udenna own? Comment below, tingin nyo ilan yung brands, ilan yung companies na meron sila, sino makapaghula ng tamang number. I'll try to give a price. Maybe yung kapatid ko, paparaffle ko, joke lang kasi wala pa siyang love life up until now, hindi pa siya kinakasal. Kaka-birthday din niya, may YouTube channel siya. You can go to his YouTube channel, Neil Germo, to watch him. The number four, what everyone has been waiting for, subscriber shoutouts, which will be at the very, very end of the video. But primarily this video, we'll just double down on Udenna as a company. So for those who are fans of Udenna, those who are fans of Dennis Uy, this video is for you. So by the way, and I say this all the time, but if you are just coming into my channel for the first time, this is my second channel, by the way. I have another one called Marvin Germo where we have 1,600 videos there already. But if you're coming into my channel for the first time, please do note that this channel is not about stock tips. We don't do stock picks here, but what we do is we teach people on how they can stand on their own, how they can trade on their own, how can they invest on their own, but by giving them the right information so they can decide properly. The whole goal of this channel is so that you're not reliant on me, but you rely on your own, but we just supply you with information and data. But the heart and the goal of this is I want you to learn how to invest on your own. Kaya hindi ako nagsasawa gumawa ng videos araw-araw for both of my channels, minsan with voice, without voice. I'm not gonna stop because I really believe you deserve the right information at the right time. You deserve the best, and you Filipinos deserve also to be investors. That it's not just about entertaining yourself, that it's nice to watch Netflix, it's nice to watch videos nila Erwan Yusuf. Those are cool and amazing channels, but I think it's high time also that we watch videos that will bring you closer and closer and closer to your dreams of financial freedom. So, but no matter whatever stock that's talked about here, please do not buy, sell, hold, or avoid that stock just because I talk about it, just because someone talks about it, just because it's talked about in the media. You have to stand on your own. It's your money, it's your responsibility, but I do hope this video gives you tremendous value. Now, let's begin. So, just some key Udena numbers, some things. This really won't help us much, no? Pero, pag may mga birthday party, ang dami yung baon kung alam nyo itong mga numbers na to. Like, for example, I don't know if you know that the Udenna Group has over 9,400 employees already, diba? So when this whole pandemic is over, then you meet friends about when you're eating for Christmas or whatever occasion. Did you know that Udenna Group has over 9,400 employees? So yun, just memorize that. Number two, they have over 2,600 delivery vehicles. They have 89 shipping vessels. So interesting numbers lang, and just some trivia for you to know. But let's go into the meat of this. So Udenna's backstory, they started as a company in Davao, March 19, 2002. And for those who don't know also, the name Udenna basically came from Dennis Ang Uy's full name. So if you look at it, Udenna. So it's just a play of words, then combining some letters of his name into the company as a whole. And basically, it's a holding company. And this is where Dennis Uy places all of his other subsidiaries, all of his other companies, which he has amassed through the years. And I'm so curious if you know gaano kadami yung mga brands na meron siya, gaano kalaki yung company niya. Some of them are household names that you have been using. Some of them also have been in the Philippines for quite some time, but they have also acquired, which were not some companies that Dennis Uy started, but because they have money, they kept buying and buying and buying and then putting it all under the Udenna Group. So I want to start with his bread and butter, not the bread and butter, but what he became known for and what he was known for and what initially brought him wealth. So Number one, it's Phoenix Petroleum. As you all know, Phoenix also is a listed company. It's in the stock market, and this is the earnings report for Phoenix. If you notice it, it's making money. 2015, 905 million. 2016, 1.09 billion. 2015 to 1.52. 2018, 2.78. Then just 2019, it declined a bit. Their income declined a bit. So I'll give you an updated version of this for if you want it from a quarterly perspective. Just put quarterly Phoenix Petroleum, or I could include this in stocks by request. But essentially, 2015 to 2018, they were growing. 2019, income dipped a bit. And for sure, the expectation also for 2020, as what a lot of the petroleum companies have been experiencing, earnings won't be as good for 2020. And it's not just because it's Phoenix, but it's because also we are in the midst of a global pandemic, and not a lot of people are using oil. Not a lot of people are going out. Not a lot of people are traveling, and economic activity is not yet back to normal. This is the chart of Phoenix. Since 2017, it has consolidated in this particular range from 10.02 to around 13.8, with some slight fluctuations at the latter part of 2020, and some fluctuations downward also at the start of 2020. This area, the portion here, around March, what was because of the lockdowns, the ECQ, when they shut down 90% of the country. Then the latter part also was some intraday spikes at the end of the year. But pretty much now, since 2017, it has been consolidating. So please take note of this. This is the fundamentals. This is the technicals of Phoenix Petroleum. Part of that also, I don't know if you know this. Kami, we don't. I don't. I. This is one of the first times I ever heard of this, because in our house we use an electric stove, but part of their business, which is nice because it's integrated also to Phoenix. They also sell LPG, Phoenix Super LPG, which they did their own innovations also to it. But what I like about this, just to at least give you context, is I like companies that know how to synergize their businesses, that from one business to hog, they're able to connect one business and then build another business unit. So this is a good move for them. So they have the gas stations, then they have the Phoenix LPG. Then second listed company that they have is Chelsea Logistics. And before I begin and analyze and do a deep dive also on Chelsea, I want to note this. One of the reasons why they did Chelsea Logistics is, please do note that Phoenix was primarily based in Davao. Since it was primarily based in Davao, a big chunk of the oil, when they had branches already, or at least gas stations in Luzon and Visayas, it had to be transported. So it, again, this is similar to my example when they did the LPG. This is in synergy also with their other business, or at least the petroleum business, that it makes sense also to have a logistics company, so that you get to transport all of your oil, all of the things that. So Phoenix becomes a customer of Chelsea. So suddenly Chelsea gets revenue because Phoenix is also generating revenue for them as well. So that's interesting. That's nice. That's good. But after that, the more money they had, and then they saw also, in my opinion, an upside to the logistics industry, which is really booming, in my opinion, right now. They started also to double down, do more, and they also are not just catering just to Phoenix, and they expanded the company altogether. But let me show you. This is, by the way, and we did the deep dive on this also in a previous video. You can check the video of Chelsea versus Dito CME, where we looked at the finances of Chelsea. But for those who have not seen that, I just want to point out also that for the past 2 years, Chelsea is not making money, at least from their last disclosure. And also from a quarterly perspective, the last 4 quarters, September 2019, December 2019, March 2020, June 2020, Chelsea has lost money. So at least you have that perspective from a fundamental standpoint. Looking at the chart, I already mentioned this, that it has also started to consolidate. Last week, it dropped below the support level, but on the last trading day, it it opened lower than the support. It opened lower than the support range, but a large surge of buying brought it higher, back above the support level. So if it stays above this level, the white line that you see here, I believe it could move in that range. And that's what we talked about on a previous video. You can reference that for more details. It's also in this channel as well. Another thing that what people have not seen, or at least it's not as talked about for Chelsea, is they're also into the ferry business. And I'm not going to go through the specifics of those companies, but they own this brand, TransAsia Shipping Lines, and they also own this. So different areas, but essentially it's ferrying people and also ferrying items from one island to another. I full disclosure also I haven't rode a boat or a ferry in a very very long time, but these are their brands and businesses highly connected to it. But the third one, which I'd like to mention, is I think this is something that everyone knows for sure. Alam mo to, you're very familiar with it because they're a very, 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 very big company that Dennis Oy has purchased over the past few years, and this is To Go. And the interesting thing about To Go is also a listed company. So now, from this video alone, from this portion of the video alone already, we already have three listed companies: Phoenix, then we have Chelsea, then we have To Go. What's interesting about To Go is it's such a big company also that they have so much businesses. They're into business solutions, delivery, transportation, warehousing, but they also have different corporations cater to do certain things, which are To Go Express, which I know you guys know, then also To Go Travel. And what's so interesting, they also own Scan Asia, which certain retail items, no, that are available in different parts of the world can be couriered and brought here. And yung maganda doon, no, you see the synergy from logistics and then getting To Go, which is highly connected to a large part of the logistics industry in the Philippines. They're able to create synergies towards it. So I want you to imagine how they're doing their businesses. It started from gas, then creating the logistics company, the framework for the logistics company to help transport that gas. And because logistics is so big, it's so in demand, they're now catering to do other things also towards it as well. So that's To Go. And since To Go is a listed company, I just wanted to show you the financials. 2015, To Go made money. 2016, To Go made money. 2017, lost money, lost 313 million pesos. 2018, lost 1.47 billion pesos. 2019, lost 819 million pesos. So if you want me to do a deep dive on its quarterlies as well, comment below to go deep dive, and I'm going to do a video for that as well. We are now at the 12-minute mark. I hope you're still here. Comment below if you're learning. Comment if this is something that's helping you. I tried to, it took some, since this is not edited, no, I prepared all of this deck by myself. It took me hours to make this, and I really do hope this adds tremendous value to you, and I really do hope you appreciate it. And if you appreciate it, I'd appreciate it if you could smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and then just comment below algorithm if you just want to support the channel. So anyways, To Go 2015, 2016, making money. Then 2017, 2018, 2019, they started to lose money as well. This is the chart. I just want to point out that it really hasn't recovered from its peak in 2017. And if you look at it here, this is where tuhog-tuhog yung fundamental. I've said tuhog-tuhog in this video so many times. Comment below tuhog-tuhog. But as you all know, I mentioned that 2016 they were making money, but after 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, they started to lose money, and that's when you also saw it from the charts that the stock started to go down again. So that's what I'm saying. Also, where you could see technicals and fundamentals sort of marry each other. One of the reasons why it really hasn't gone back also because the fundamentals, looking at it, they have not really made money from that particular point. So massive downtrend. It really hasn't shown signs yet of reversal. If you look at it here, the highest that it has been was close to 31, and then intraday, and not intraday, but around March 2020, it dipped to around 3 to 4 pesos per share also. So that's quite a swing and quite a big amount of stock price to recover if you want to really see it go back to where it was before. But as of this point in time, as of this video, no reversal signal yet has been found for To Go. What's interesting also is they're also into some infrastructure projects where they had to bid on Davao International Airport and the Davao Sasa Port. If you've been watching the videos that I created about infrastructure, about certain projects in the Philippines, the Davao International Airport has been part of it, and the Davao Sasa Port. This is not connected to Go in any way, but they also have another business called Udena Infrastructure. So this, you can just research more about it, but this is their their movement in the infrastructure space also, not connected to Go, not connected to Chelsea, but a separate entity, primarily double downing and focusing on infrastructure. They also have another business as part of Chelsea Logistics Corporation Infrastructure Corporation, which is called WorkLink Services. which they're a logistics company catering to the requirements of Family Mart. I spoiled it a bit already that they also own Family Mart. Then they also own PH Resorts, which I was supposed to talk about later pa, but na-spoil na nung slide na to. But if you see the synergy, no, since logistics is right smack in the middle of almost everything, they can create businesses that can cater to their own businesses as well, internal businesses. So Worklink Services is catering to Family Mart, which they own, and also to PH Resorts, which they own, which is somewhat one of the most requested stocks also, for those who have been sending their stocks by request. Anyways, they also are into schools. They own Enderon. They own 100% of Enderon. Enderon is just right over there in McKinley Hill. It's one of the more um, upscale colleges here in the Philippines. So Dennis Oy did not start that. From what I know, they purchased that a couple of years back. Then they also made their venture into food. Now this is a bit interesting because medyo malayo na to dun sa initial businesses nila, and this is where for some of you might be shocked that uh baka hindi nyo alam kung ano yung mga yung food ventures niya. Pero sure ako yung food ventures niya at one point or another, you've either eaten in them or you've heard of them if you have not eaten in them. I'll give you 5 seconds right now. Do you know what companies that are under Udena's food ventures? Comment below. Give me 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those who got it right, you're correct. It's Wendy's. They made the purchase for Wendy's some time ago, a couple of I think not even 2 years, more than a year ago. I think, or less than a year ago, or basta not more than 2 years. Then another brand that they've bought into, they did not start, they just purchased it, is also Contest. So now they have their Wendy's up against McDonald's, Burger King, and Jollibee. That's their foray in, I guess, uh, the fast food chains. And Contest, casual dining. I think Contest, you can pair Contest up against Max, up against Pancake. Some they're somehow comfort food, no. I like them and I like their cakes. Comment below kung gusto niyo mango bravo, or gusto niyo yung tiramisu nila, or gusto niyo yung meron pang isa yung mango something. I forgot the name, but it's not mango bravo, pero puro mangga lang siya. Tas parang I forgot. Anyways, comment below kung naalala niyo. I can't remember what it is. This is not connected to fast foods, but since it's retail and then they sell foods na rin, isasama ko na rin dito. They purchased Family Mart also from the Ayalas and SSI, at least that group, a couple of years back. So what I was thinking when they did this move was basically Phoenix Petroleum, Phoenix gas stations. They're gonna put Family Mart in every Phoenix gas station. So parang it complements also what they have. As you all know, in some gas stations there's 7-Elevens, in some gas stations there's mini stops. So for them, Phoenix, it will be Family Mart. So it would be interesting to see also how they synergize Phoenix with Wendy's and Contis. So very, very interesting. And please do note that all of these items kailangan niya ng logistics also, which they also own. So looking at it now, right now, we are in the 18-minute mark. We're not yet even done. Udena is quite a big company, and they've expanded rapidly over the past few years. Anyways, they're also into gaming and tourism, and this is another listed company that has been highly requested. I'm talking about PH Resorts. As you all know, PH Resorts was in the news for the capital and the money that they raised. But basically, they have three projects. I'm gonna show you the fundamentals and the technicals also. But basically, these are their companies or brands or somehow hotels. No, Donatella Resort, which is a resort in Bohol. Which I think they're improving, making it nicer, renovating, expanding. Then Emerald Bay, this is in Mactan, Cebu, where I don't have a picture with me, no, but basically it will be a hotel, resort, casino complex where there's of course hotels, fast restaurants, places for people to eat. But above and beyond that, there will be think about what you see in Entertainment City, Soler, City of Dreams, something like that. Na may restaurants, may entertainment complex, may facility, may mall, may pools, and everything else in between. So that's in Emerald Bay. Then this is interesting. The base. This will also be integrated entertainment city of sorts. It will be an integrated entertainment city na will be based naman in Clark. And if you're looking at the dynamics now, what makes this so interesting is tumatabi sila sa mga major airports, at least major hubs. And if you also notice it, Cebu Megawide Airport is there. Clark, you have Megawide, another Megawide Airport also there. But I'll mention another reason why they're also there in the Clark region. But basically, what I want you to remember, the base will be another integrated hotel casino, Clark, Emerald Bay, will be an integrated hotel casino naman in Mactan, Cebu. Then Donatella is basically just a resort in Bohol. So there, this is the earnings report basically of PH Resorts. If you look at it here, 2017, 2018, 2019, they have been losing millions. But please do note also that if I really haven't seen Donatella, but if they're operating right now, that's the only one that has the ability to bring revenue for them. But if they're renovating and not also making money, please remember na tamaan din ng pandemic ang tourism. So even if they're operating, not operating, or they're undergoing full renovation, nothing's coming in. So nothing's also coming in for Emerald Bay, nothing's coming in from the base. So essentially, that's why they're not, money's not really coming their way. So that's for PH Resorts. This is the chart of PH Resorts. As you can see, a couple of days on October, trading was not there. Then when they resumed trading, we saw the stock drop from its last traded price. So that we have a more extensive video on its technicals. You can just revert to that. But this is basically the fundamentals, and this is the technicals of Page Resort. But basically, the fundamental drivers for it, what will give it revenue over the next few years, is how Donatella, Emerald Bay, and the base will perform later on. And again, malapit sa airport, fly in, fly out, whoever their gamblers are, whoever their target market will be. So there, they're also into property development, and that's why I mentioned the base basically here, because part of their property development is Udena Tower, which is in BGC, large building. Medyo malapit siya sa Pacific Tower, Pacific Plaza. Then they also have Clark Global City, and that's one of the reasons why I mentioned the base right here. Right here makes sense for them, close to the airport, hotel, integrated casino hub. But not just that, they have Clark Global City, which is their ploy into making something like Bonifacio Global City, but in Clark. Something that, for those who have attended my seminars and read my books and at least watched the older videos, I've been saying a lot of items about Clark, that Clark is so interesting because they're very very close to the airport. They have so much highways connected to it, SETEX, NLEX, TPLEX, and then Clark Global City has the ability to start from scratch, meaning literally nothing. Unlike Metro Manila, that they have to bulldoze, fix, destroy some areas where meron ng nakatayo. Yung Clark talaga, literally from scratch, they get to build it and develop it. So it could be really master planned. But not just that, it's connectivity to airports, and then train pa, guys, train. The railway system, uh, the fast train. I don't know what the speed will be at it. I don't know if it will be a bullet train, but I believe it will be a really, really fast train that will connect Clark all the way to Metro Manila. So they have railway systems, they have airports, they have highway systems. Then, syempre close to Subic, you have a seaport right there. Then they have the ability to start from scratch. So I have not seen them though. Um, in terms of experience, of course, they really don't have the track record that Ayala has in terms of building master plan communities, master plan cities. But what's so interesting about Clark is the location and the infrastructure that has been built around it. Then they also own Kalaka Industrial Seaport, which makes sense also because they own a logistics company as well. And then this is what's a bit interesting. As you all know, I'm a big fan of fintech. They own Possible Net, which uh, which enables and facilitates financial transactions such as bills payments, money remittance, bank deposits, phone and credit loading, e-pins, gaming pins, and other digital transactions. So this is interesting because it can also be tied up. I don't know if it's already being done, no, but this could also be tied up to their other businesses and subsidiaries. But if you know me and you've been watching the channel for quite some time, I've been hammering it over and 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 over that fintech is the future, technology is the future, blockchain is the future, and them exposing themselves into this is quite interesting also. So that's posible.net. So lastly, and this is kung sinabi ko PHR has been the most talked about, this is the most talked about. Dito, telecommunity, Udena owns 35% of it. So this is their foray naman to the telecoms sphere. So if you look at everything that I have been talking about, you have Udena into infrastructure, construction, into property development, into gas, into logistics, into food, into fintech. Then they also have telco right now. So they have the makings. So if you look at the larger conglomerates also in the Philippines, they're highly diversified. Yung wala lang sila dito compared to the large conglomerates, wala pa silang banko. As you can see, a lot of those large conglomerates, a lot of those large taipans, they all have banks. Ayala has BPI, Henry C, the C Group has BDO, China Bank. Then you have George T has Metro Bank. Then you have Lusiotan has PN, Lusiotan has PNB. The Gotuanos have East West Bank. So I think that's one thing that they don't have, but a lot all other things they already have, from infrastructure to property development to telcos to logistics to oil and gas. Then they're also into retail and they're also into food. So it's quite interesting. Comment below if you are learning. Comment if you find this a bit interesting as well. This has also made Dennis Uy the 22nd richest person in the Philippines. He's now worth 650 million US dollars. Let's compute now. I'm so curious. I just want to compute this. I'll peg it at 50 pesos. No, I know it's lesser than that right now, but I just want to see how it is. 650 million pesos. So this is 650 million times 50. So essentially, he's worth around 30, 32.5 billion pesos. That's how rich Dennis Uy is right now, uh, given all of his holdings and all of the companies that he has. So just to recap, this is what we talked about. Some interesting numbers about Udena, something na pang kwento nyo when you have your in birthday parties, the backstory kung saan nanggaling yung name ng Udena. Then all of the companies, all of the conglomerates that Udena, or all of the businesses that Udena owns. Then lastly, at the end of this, we're going to talk about the subscriber shout outs. But just a quick heads up, if you have not watched the videos, we have two videos out right now of my interview with Bo Sanchez. The first video, it's in my main channel, Marvin Germo. I'll try to put the link also here, but if it's not here, kung nakalimutan ko, it's in my first channel, Marvin Germo. First video, Bo Sanchez talked about how he made his millions. Second video, he talked about his business mistakes. He lost and made mistakes in 18 businesses. Then the third video is dropping 8 p.m. tonight. Comment below if you want more of Bo Sanchez. Then I also, the video before this in this channel, we talked about PLDT's earnings, how they have massively, 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 massively earned over the third quarter of 2020. And for those who sent questions on who owns Dito, the stock movement of Jollibee, the technicals of Jollibee, the impact of the US election to the Philippine market, then what's a better company to buy, Dito, CME, or Chelsea, they're all posted in this channel. You can just revert to the videos before this. And yun, if you guys have any questions, guys, feel free to put them in the comment section below. That's one way. I try to read as much of it as possible. Hindi na rin ako nakaka-reply to as much as possible kasi sobrang daming questions. Second way to reach me is Instagram DM. Put it in the description below. Third is via our Patreon community, for those who like to support what I do. Number four is YouTube community as well. For those people who have been supporting the channel, you can also send messages there. So those are the four ways on how you can send questions or meet me or talk to me, etc. And yun, it took some time for me to be able to make this video. And if this video added value to you, I'd like to at least hear it from the comment section. If you want more of this webinar-based content for all of you, put it down below. I want webinar-based content, or I want webinar. Then put the topic that you want. This allows me to do a deep dive also, no, and share more. Kasi raw to, it's harder nga lang to do, but yun talaga eh. Pag nag-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo, you'll never work a single day in your life. And it helps me also because as a stock investor, it's not just me researching for myself, but whatever I research, I share it to all of you. Whatever I learn, I share to all of you. And in the same way, I not just gain information, I make a difference in your lives as well. So that's what makes it so interesting. So if you guys got a lot from this, put it in the comment section. But I'd super appreciate it. Two things. If you could press the like button. And second, if you can share it on Twitter, Instagram, or at least tag me in IG stories. I'll try to share this also. And sinishare ko naman kung yung nagtatag sa IG stories. And yun lang. That's all I want, I guess. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope this is something that added tremendous value to all of you. And Greetings nga pala. So these are the shoutouts. Twins, Avia and Brim. Hindi ka na mag-exit. Yun mahirap pag hindi edited, no? Twins, Avia and Brally, Sebastian Briones, Jose, Lenny Solidum. By the way, I won't be able to read all of the comments or at least flash all of the comments kasi ang dami. But I'm reading some of you here. Reginald Abakahin, Ka Jose, John Lawrence Chan, Patrick Miguel, regular yan, Rafi Borromeo, John Weir, medyo regular din siya, not as always, but regular, J. Orlisa, Mariam Buenaventura, Ada Maliking TV, Edison Obehera, Romeo Uson, Jofav Fabricamba, Era Kelly, Rian CH, Miro Nieva, MJ Petite, J. Orlisa, who's also a regular, Alvin Tung, Travelers Thrill Seekers, Yusuke Oramashi, Louis Cesar, who's a regular, Maria Teresa Herrera, Christian C, Sonny World, KSA, Paris Balog, Catherine Manzon. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I do hope that this gave you massive, massive, massive amounts of value. And I do hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. May mga lalabas na videos dito. You can also click them if you want to watch them. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you.